Services of the driver, assistant guards and assistant guard of the train which collided onto the rear end of another train in Panaliya have been temporarily suspended until the three-member committee appointed to look into the incident submits its report. 32 people were injured in the collision which took place last evening.
The 435 train stopped in Rambukkana. After a while, the 450 train collided with our train from behind. The Department of Railways should look into these matters. The people in Polgahavela should know when a train has malfunctioned along that railway line. But they sent a train on that same line. They should know to do their job. They screamed and jumped out. I did not have time to jump out. Both my legs are broken.
The office train plying from Colombo to Kandy had stopped close to the Panaliya railway station in between Polgahavela and Rambukkana due to a technical fault. The train had been stopped around a kilometre away from the Panaliya railway station. The accident occurred when the power set plying from Colombo Fort to Rambukkana collided onto the rear end of the stationary train. Signals from Colombo Fort to Panaliya are activated from the fort main control room. The responsibility of activating the signals for the remainder of the train's journey from Panaliya lies on the Polgahavela railway station.
According to the facts we have uncovered so far, the power set bearing the number 164 had received the amber signal from the Polgahavela railway station. The driver, after receiving the amber signal, should steer with caution and ready to stop if he receives a red signal ahead. But according to our findings so far, the train had gone around 14 meters past its red signal before crashing into the rear end of the number 35 train. So this indicates that this train has gone past the sign of distress and collided onto the other train. The 335 intercity train to Kandy had malfunctioned. Another engine and a brake ram travelling from behind had pushed this train forward. That is why the signals did not work.
So the signals did not work because the repair engine was on the move.
Yes, another train had travelled before both of these trains. Behind that train, another Polgahavela Rambukkana train travelled. The Polgahavela Rambukkana train had pushed the other train up to Rambukkana. This is when the signal stopped working. There is no way of giving a signal until this train gets past the other. We cannot say there was a fault in the signals. We cannot say anything from here for certain until an investigation is conducted. What is in operation here is a system like the Veyangona Maradana system. When a train goes past the colour light system in the middle, the next train can come. Once they get the signal, the train can travel to Polgahavela to see what has happened. The train is sent when it receives either the amber or green light. The more we get the signal from our side, the more trains we send.
Meanwhile, a three-member committee has been appointed and has launched an investigation into the incident on the orders of the Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation. Issuing a communique, the Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation said the Minister has issued instructions to take disciplinary action against anyone found guilty in the incident, irrespective of positions. In the release, the Minister has said that it is saddening to see the trust placed on the railway service by the public being damaged due to the actions of negligent employees.
Under both civil and criminal law, the commuters and the public affected have a right to seek punitive measures in a criminal court or remedies in a civil court. Also, you must remember that if the commuters go by way of civil action, there may be an occasion that they have to make the state, the relevant department, in this case the railway department also, a party, because if the action was caused whilst in the course of their employment, then they were under the scope of their employment. Notice will have to be given in terms of the civil procedure on such public officer in terms of the rules, and also the state may also be liable at some times. And this is in addition to the disciplinary action Now lots of people are talking about how the particular driver or engineer or someone will be called upon, and they will be disciplinarily dealt with in that department.
Repair work on the upcountry railway line, which was damaged in the collision, had been completed by this evening. Until repairs were completed, only one track was in operation.